Today I am homesick from work, so obviously I'm going to spend the day sewing. Today I'm going to be making a cute little vest for my daughter. I've made so many little woolen vests in the last couple of months for like cousins and friends, and my daughter has missed out. And her little brother has one and she really wants one too. So I spoke to her this morning about how she wanted her vest to look like. She has this little one that I made for her before out of like an old quilt, and she wants one the same style where she can tie it up. And she wants two little ties. The one I want to make her today, I'm going to use a wool blanket so it's nice and warm, and it's just like a nice extra layer she can put over the top of her jumpers or dresses or whatever. I'm going to be using this pink wool blanket, and I made a pair of jeans the other day and I have some denim left over, so I am going to use that for the other side. Excuse my raspy voice. This is like such a good beginner project too, and also money saving project. I make so much stuff with wool blankets for winter for kids because it's just like so good in terms of making them like warm clothes. And you can pick up wool blankets from your op shop, or depending on where you are, but where I am, you can pick up wool blankets. Excuse me, I'm just having a coughing fit. Yeah, so you can pick up wool blankets from op shops where I am for like $4 to $8 depending on the blanket. This pink one specifically, I have made 3 vests and jackets from already, and I've still got heaps left over. So if you want to make yourself a nice warm cozy vest or jacket, just get yourself a wool blanket from the op shop. And then if you want to line it too, if it's just a vest, you could probably use like an old shirt. I was looking this morning when I was in the op shop, and the men's shirt sections for like a nice stripe shirt that kind of matched the colors in this, but I decided to go with the denim anyway. So if you want to make a cheap little project, grab yourself a wool blanket, or keep an eye out for one in your local op shops, and go into the men's shirt section and find yourself a nice check or striped shirt, and you can cut that out as the lining too. I have a pattern. Like I said, I've already made a little vest before, so I'm just going to use the same pattern I used for that, but I made that pattern just tracing a jacket that my daughter already had, removing the sleeve area and kind of just making it the shape and cropping it how I wanted to. So it's really easy to just, if you have a vest or a jacket that you like the fit of, just copy it. It's easier said than done, I suppose. But if you do have a jacket or vest that you really like the fit of, I'm sure you can find a video where you can see an easy way to trace it. But yeah, you can just trace the outline of even a t-shirt. I've done that before. I'm pretty sure this was actually from a t-shirt. Traced like a boxy t-shirt, so I knew it wasn't going to be tight, and just traced the armhole sides. It's only a 3-piece pattern, so you need 2 front pieces and then your back piece. And it comes together really quickly, especially if you're making one for a little one like I am today. I've got my pattern all ready to go from last time. I'm just going to get my fabrics down on the bench and start cutting this one out. Cutting out both sides of the front and back piece. I'm already super jealous and want one for myself. Now I'm going to start sewing them together. Literally all I have to do is sew each of the side seams and the top shoulder seams together for both the denim and the wool, and then I'm going to sandwich them together and bind them. So hopefully it's not going to take me too long to get this done. I don't have the right thread, but that's fine because you're not going to see it because it's going to be sandwiched. And then when I do the top stitching thread, I've got top stitching thread to match the denim, and then I've got like a lilac for the underside. So actually I don't need that. I'm binding it, so it doesn't matter. So yeah, I've got top stitching thread. Don't want to top stitch it because I might just sew it and then hand bind it so you don't see any stitching at all. I'll think about it. Finished sewing both sides together at the shoulders and the sides. So you can see it kind of like looks like a little vest already. So now I'm just going to iron out the seams so they're all neat, and then I'm pretty much just going to sandwich them together and do a stitch around the outside just to like hold them together before I add the binding. If you're new to sewing and you don't iron stuff, you should. Because ironing, I think, is the biggest difference between people telling if your clothes are handmade or not. Like, in a bad way, handmade. So if you want your clothes to look a bit more professional, ironing. Don't skip ironing. It just makes everything sit neater. Sit flatter, how it's supposed to. I don't know if you can see from there, my ironing board is rank. Don't judge my ironing board. I gotta make a cover for it at some stage. What I'm gonna do now is just sandwich these two together with the wrong sides facing. And then once I've sandwiched them all together, I'm going to sew really close to the edge so it's not seen after binding. That's all pinned together. I'm just going to sew like 1/2 centimetre away from the edge so that it stays together for when I bind it. Told you, it comes together so quickly. So cute. I think I have some either black and white check or black and white gingham, which I might use as the binding, but like I'm gonna have to make the binding. But I saw this really easy, quick hack to make binding the other day, where you can make like 3 meters of binding from a fat quarter. So I will do that after. Making the binding will probably take longer than it does to sew this vest together. Not even kidding. I was looking through what I had in my fabric stash and I found a piece of this black and white check, like gingham kind of. So I've made a big strip of binding and I'm going to use that. Hopefully I made enough. I've got a bit more if I don't have enough. I think that'll look super cute on the edges. Yeah. But yeah, so all I'm going to do now is add the binding and then I'll just tack 2 little bits of binding on each side for the ties. It's so cute. I want one for myself now. I think that'll look super cute with the black and white binding on it. But yeah. I was trying to figure out something that would match like both sides. It's like contrasting but still cute, not... We'll see. It should, I reckon it'll turn out pretty cool. I just sewed all that with no thread in the bottom. Try again. I've just finished sewing the binding around the outside of the jacket. I'm gonna go sit down on the couch and I'm going to hand stitch all the binding on because I don't want the thread to be I don't want the stitches to be seen. So I'm going to hand bind it and I am so far loving it. It's so cute. So that's going to be, it's hard to see. I think just a little pop of that black and white on the edges will look really cute once it's all binded, and it looks really good with the other side too. There. Yeah. So I probably, I don't know, might take me like, I don't really hand stitch very often, so it's probably going to take me like an hour or so to hand stitch all of it down, but it'll be worth it. I'm back. It's been 1, 2, 3, 4 days since I started this. I grossly underestimated how long it would take me to hand stitch the binding on. It probably took me at least 2.5 hours to do. I sat down over 2 evenings and did it. And then I made 2 little like spaghetti straps which I turned inside out, and then I just stitched them in a cross onto, can you see that? I stitched them in a cross onto the front of the vest. I know Ken said she wanted 2 straps, but she was happy with 1, and I was quickly trying to get it done before we went to Melbourne over the last couple of days. And it turned out really cute. So here's the finished product. This is the denim side. And the wool blanket side. Oh. Yeah. And the wool side. And I just put a little tag at the top there. Yeah, and it looks so cute. She really liked wearing it with the pink side out, which I thought she would. But yeah, so I'm really happy with how it turned out. It is super cute, and it's already got some like food stains on it, but I wish I had enough to make one for myself. And I hope she gets a lot of wear of it. It's a bit oversized, so it's going to last her for a couple of years, which will be good. If you enjoyed following along on my little sewing video, just give me a like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll be putting up more videos soon. Thanks for watching.